here you're the proud new owner of this cardboard shredder. So let me tell you a little bit about it. As you would probably know by now, it turns cardboard into packaging material for packaging in boxes, composting, or growing mushrooms. Two people can be moving this machine from these handles, but it would help if the other person is lifting from this end. This comes apart, the seat. Someone can lift and control the movement from this side, and somebody else on this side. To fit the seat, you have different positions with different holes, so it can be used by people with different size of legs. Find a comfortable position and secure it with the bolt. It should be operated with the guards in place because they are protecting your fingers from getting caught. So as it is at the moment, this guard, everything, all these are guarding the fingers from going there, so that it's not dangerous. So especially when using it with the public, strongly recommend to use them. But that's not stopping you from using it without guards if it's just for yourselves, because every time that it jams and you need to start stripping guards out, it helps if you don't need to do that so often. So to remove this one, for example, you need to remove the handle, and then there are bolts here on the sides, here and here on this side. So when that comes out, you can access the mechanism with the belt that should be in tension. You will also want to remove this top guard. And then that gives you access to the blades. If there are jams, obviously do not operate it like that, or if you are, don't put your fingers in there, easy. You can put the handle back in. This guard here on the exit side doesn't necessarily need to be there. Again, operate at your own risk if you want to remove it, but this one here should stay in place because this has kind of a comb here, which is stopping the cardboard from getting caught in the blades and forcing them to go that way, and so it needs to be in place. But if you remove this one and doing any jams may be easier. So if we are on the feeding side, we want to be putting then the cardboard like so. At this point, it's gonna get completely separated, completely split, completely cut. So from here to the right is gonna be perforated, and from here to the left is gonna remain the same. Obviously, the further you go in, the harder this is gonna have to work. The harder it's gonna be to pedal or to hand crank it, and it's already hard enough. So I recommend just being very gentle. So taking small amounts at each time, like so, instead of like this. And I think it also helps if there's a piece on the left side. If there's only cardboard on this side, it has more risk of getting jammed. And also I suppose it helps if it doesn't have any tape. Maybe paper tape is okay, but plastic tape definitely, you will get jams more often. So as you see, it's been separated and cut. Suppose if you wanted, you can try, if you wanted to give this a second pass to get it more flexible and more pliable or more broken down. and you can maybe turn it a little bit so that it gets different type of cutting. Always feel it gently. If you feel too much pressure, just let it come back, or let this spring back. Just to not force it too much, because if you do, the belt may slip, or you're gonna get jammed, or it doesn't really like it. So just go gently, go small amounts at a time. If you need to go back and forth a little bit, that also helps. If you're doing it by legs with the pedals, the same operator can also help a little bit with the handle. So obviously there are some positions where you can't really get any force in the pedals because the way that they are. So you can help yourself with the handle on the right hand side. It's perfect. It's very good. When there's jams, you're gonna see the cardboard pushed in there, in this area, and doesn't want to go through, stuck in between the blades and stuff. There's another pair of combs on the bottom blades, and you may need to remove this whole section with these 3 bolts, but also this guard is using the same bolts, so it's a bit fiddly if you want to be doing that all the time. But also you may be able to use a screwdriver, maybe even longer than this, or some tools, just help remove the cardboard. If more disassembling is needed, it's certainly possible. It just gets a bit tricky because there's things on top of each other, so it's a bit of a puzzle. There's things in front of some things, and some things need to come out before you can remove other things. So it's just a bit, need to wrap your head around it, but it's possible. This guard can come out. These bolts here, these 2 pairs of bolts here, are to pull in tension this tooth belt, which is synchronizing both sets of blades. This chain here is tensioned by taking this lower shaft and pulling it down, and if you need to remove tension or change this main chain, this whole head, let's call it head, this whole head is bolted to the frame with these 4 bolts here, and it can, there's some play in it. It can slide up and down a little bit, but you need at least 2 people to do that, lifting on either side and just pulling this head up to create enough tension. When you're happy with the tension that you have in the chain, you do these bolts up. And that's it really. Store it as dry as possible, because there's some bare steel pieces, so to protect it from rust. Store it as dry as possible, and yeah, enjoy perforating some cardboard. Let me know how it goes. Cheers!